Ever crack open an ostrich egg and think, wait, this massive thing is just one cell?
It's wild, isn't it?
Totally blows my mind. And that's what we're getting into today. Animal reproduction, a listener-requested deep dive. How does life, well, find a way?
And it's not just mammals having live births. We're talking a whole range of strategies.
Exactly, from internal to external, eggs the size of your head, you name it. But to even start, we got to go back to basics. Sexual reproduction, what's the deal there?
So, at its core, it's the fusion of male and female gametes.
Sperm and egg, the classic duo.
Right. These tiny things hold the genetic material to make a whole new generation.
And speaking of tiny sperm, those things are basically swimming heads with tails.
Hey, don't underestimate them. That design is what lets them reach the egg. Head's got the genes, midsection's the powerhouse, and the tail. That's its motor.
Like a tiny little engine propelling it along.
Exactly. It's got to be streamlined for that journey.
Makes sense. It's a tough job.
Yeah.
Okay, but back to the egg for a sec. We talked about the ostrich egg, but size varies so much, right?
It's incredible from microscopic to, well, you said it, ostrich-sized. And here's the kicker. No matter how big or small, it's still just one single cell.
Whoa, hold on. So that huge ostrich egg, one cell, mind officially blown.
It's pretty amazing.
It really is. Okay, so we've got these specialized cells, each with half the genetic material needed. What goes down when sperm and egg finally meet?
That's fertilization, yeah.
Exactly. And it's not just a meet and greet, more like a race. Think millions of sperm all vying for that one egg.
Talk about pressure. So what happens when one actually makes it?
It fuses with the egg, their nuclei, where the DNA hangs out, they combine, and bam, we've got a zygote. That single cell, the fusion result, that's the start of a brand new individual.
So that's internal fertilization, the mammal way, right? Humans and all that. But what about fish and frogs laying those big egg masses? Totally different, right?
You got it. That's external fertilization. Everything happens outside the body, usually in water.
Gives the sperm a way to swim. Makes sense. But seems kind of risky just leaving those eggs out in the open. It's a numbers game for sure. With external, they release tons of eggs and sperm, hoping at least some survive.
So it's like they're hedging their bets.
Absolutely. Different strategies for different environments. That's evolution for you.
So much variety. Okay, so we've got the zygote, one cell with a whole lot of potential. What's next in this journey?
Well, that single cell doesn't stay singular long. Get ready for some rapid-fire cell division.
Like a cellular explosion.
Exactly. That zygote starts coupling itself, making more and more cells. That's how we get the embryo. It's not just about making more cells, though. It's about specialization.
Right. They don't just become more of the same. They start forming different parts of the body.
Exactly. Think of it like those early cells are like the ultimate starter kit. They can become anything. But as things progress, they get signals. You become a muscle cell. You become a nerve cell, that kind of thing.
It's like a city growing, right?
Yeah.
Starts with a basic plan, but then areas specialize, residential, industrial, all that.
Perfect analogy. And just like there's different city layouts, the animal kingdom's got variety in how those new lives actually arrive.
Okay, so we're talking live birth versus, well, laying eggs.
Right on. Two main camps there. Animals like us mammals were viviparous live birth. But a huge chunk of the animal kingdom is oviparous. They lay eggs.
Which is amazing because it's all about passing on genes, but so many ways to do it. We talked about that before with fertilization too, right? Internal versus external. Any link between those and how babies are born?
There's some connections, but like never any hard and fast rules in nature. Lots of water creatures, fish, amphibians, they do external fertilization, A and D lay eggs. But then you've got sharks, some lay eggs, some have live births, go figure.
So much for simple categories, huh? What about the eggs themselves? The ostrich one is wild, but what makes a chicken egg so different? Like, those are tough compared to the jelly-like frog eggs you see.
You're spot on how an egg's built reflects where it's going to be laid. Chicken egg, hard shell, that's for surviving on land.
A little self-contained world.
Totally. Got the food, the water, protection, even gas exchange, all figured out inside that shell. Frog eggs, they're in water already, way more stable. Their coating's more about keeping them together and maybe some predator defense.
So adapting to what works best. Before we leave eggs behind, can we talk metamorphosis? Caterpillar to butterfly, that's a whole identity change.
Metamorphosis is like nature's ultimate makeover. And it's not just looks, it's their whole body plan changing.
Like they live multiple lives in one. Crazy. What even triggers that?
Hormones are key there. They set off a chain reaction, genetically speaking. And when those hormones kick in, often tied to the environment, got to make sure the timing's right.
And it's not just insects, right?
Nope, tons of examples. Frogs are a classic. They start as tadpoles, water dwellers, gills and all. Metamorphosis hits, they develop lungs for air, legs instead of a tail, bam. Land animal.
Shows that growing up in nature is way more than just, like, getting bigger. Speaking of different ways to do things, we've focused on sexual reproduction, but some animals are like, partner. Who needs a partner? Let's talk solo acts.
Asexual reproduction now, that's a curveball.
One parent, making copies. Hit me with it. What's that about?
Imagine making offspring that are basically mini-me's, your genetic replicas. No need for a partner, that's the gist.
So like self-cloning in a way. Any examples we'd know?
Oh yeah, you know hydras,
Yeah.
those tiny pond things.
Vaguely.
So they can do sexual reproduction the normal way, but they can also do this budding thing asexually.
Budding. Like a plant.
Exactly. Little mini hydra grows right on the parent, eventually pops off, goes on its merry way. Identical copy.
Growing a copy on your body, wild stuff. But that's not the only way, right?
Oh, there's more. Like single-celled organisms, amoebas are a classic. They do binary fission, basically splitting themselves perfectly in half, two identical copies.
Okay, that's both cool and kind of creepy. Makes you think, if we're talking copies, where does cloning fit into all this? It's like the ultimate copy-paste, right? Taking a whole organism and making another one just like it.
It's definitely up there on the complexity scale.
Yeah.
When we talk cloning, gotta mention Dolly.
Dolly the sheep, the OG clone, right? It's crazy how one sheep got the whole world thinking about this stuff.
For sure, her story's a big one. So Dolly, she was cloned from a cell taken from another sheep, a Finn Dorset sheep.
Okay, so they took a cell from one sheep to make another one just like it.
Exactly, but there's a bit more to it.
Yeah.
They took the nucleus of the cell, the part with all the DNA, and put it into an egg cell from a Scottish blackface ewe.
A different breed of sheep. So they, like, swapped out the egg cell's original DNA.
You got it. And that egg cell with the Finn Dorset DNA, that's what they used to make Dolly.
So even though she was born from a Scottish blackface ewe, Dolly was a Finn Dorset copy. That's wild.
It really is. And that's the thing about cloning. It brings up all these questions about identity and what makes us, well, us.
It really makes you think.
Yeah.
But scientifically, it was huge, right? Proof that you can make an exact copy from just one cell. What could we even do with that kind of technology?
The possibilities are huge. Imagine being able to save endangered species or even grow organs for people who need transplants.
That's some next level stuff.
Yeah.
But with that power comes some heavy questions, right? Ethical stuff.
100%. Cloning's a powerful tool. We got to be careful with it. It's not just science, it's about our values as a society.
Well said. I think it's safe to say we've all learned a ton about animal reproduction today.
We really have. From tiny sperm to ostrich eggs, self-cloning to metamorphosis, life finds a way, and it does it in some truly incredible ways.
From basic cells to complex creatures, we just explored a whole lot of nature's secrets. It just makes you appreciate how much is out there and how much more there is to learn.
Absolutely. It's all about staying curious.
Couldn't agree more. So, what surprised you the most today? Head over to our social media and tell us all about it. Until next time, keep exploring the world around you.